Now, one of the biggest issues facing parents during this coronavirus pandemic is how to explain what's happening to little kids. How about through animation then? That's what Ni Akimolayan, one of Nigeria's biggest movie directors, decided to do. We had a chat earlier and he told me about the inspiration behind it. But first, let's have a quick look at a clip of his work.
Habib, where do you think you're going?
Stay out of my way. I'm going to play football with my friends, and there's nothing you can...
Silence! You think this is funny, eh? You can get the deadly coronavirus.
We just noticed that, there had been lots of information out there, but nobody was talking to the kids. Most importantly, no one was explaining to the kids why the lockdown was necessary. And I thought it was just important to do something because I have a 5-year-old myself, and I struggled to explain to him why, we weren't going to schools, why we weren't going to the movies, and the like. So it was just basically a need to help explain the information so that kids, parents won't have to stress over doing too much talking with their kids.
It's a very clever way of talking to children because normally, when you see animations or cartoons like this for kids, it's actually, playthings. Thomas the Tank Engine comes to mind, Tom and Jerry comes to mind, but this is something scary you're telling them about, but in a way that they will understand and not be too scared.
Yeah, I mean, it was important to, for my kid, I realized that even at that age, I mean, he's 5, they understand the concept of a monster, right? I mean, they don't think about monsters as things that will kill them. They think about them as things that will scare them and will make them hide. And I figured because monsters are so relatable with kids, especially the way we use them, in animation, I can use the virus as a monster. And because kids also like to defeat monsters, it's important to say the things they can use to defeat the monsters, hence the hand washing. But it was also important to make it funny, to make it very relatable. It's a young, stubborn little brother trying to go out to play football, and then there is the sister who tries to be adult about it. So it was, once I understood that those were the key things that I needed to, and of course I had my child to test with, then it was easier to pull off. We've seen people voice it in French, so it's been airing in places like Côte d'Ivoire and the likes. We've seen people revoice in Swahili, so it's been airing in places like, in East African countries. Last week, we had a surprise. A popular Brazilian politician put it up on her page, and with Portuguese subtitles. I think the proudest bit for me is that in a time like this, where we need to constantly put out information to Black kids, in animation, it's never been seen or done before, are the ones talking to everyone all over the world, And as far as the parents are concerned, the feedback has been amazing.
Mommy will be sick, no more jollof rice.
Huh?
Daddy will be sick, no more going out to see movies.
Oh, no!
I think the most common feedback, which is the one I like to talk about, is parents keep telling me that once the kids are done watching the video, they go wash their hands. And because of that, they're running out of soap because kids won't stop watching over and over again.
Great idea, isn't it?